Hello guys, what you see on the picture here has for a long time been a controversy from Bambu Labs, because on their X1c and pretty much all the other printers as well, they require you to buy a complete hotend. Now in the 3D printing world this is not so normal, because usually you can just buy the hotends and you can assemble them yourself, and you can go and you can replace the nozzle tip yourself, this part here. And because of this, Bambu has sort of got monopoly on their printer hotends until recently, when they started coming out with some third-party ones. There is one where you can change the nozzle tip, but it costs like 140 euro or dollars or something like that. And they tested pretty well and stuff, but the problem is it's still really expensive. So I was thinking there has to be some other clones, and how well do they work? So I was looking on TEMU, because TEMU is the one of the sites I usually go to when I buy small things, and I found this Ideaformer, and they actually have I think they sell 3D printers and stuff. Let's see. Ideaformer 3D. So you can see here on the screenshots they have a like sling bed, like a rolling bed 3D printers and such. So they are known for making 3D parts. So I have bought one hotend, let's see, which is this one, where you can actually change the nozzle itself, and this is also detachable, so you can actually change that as well. And this cost 118 Norwegian crowns, and that is equivalent to $10 compared to the $14 for the hotend from Bambu. And the good thing about this is that theoretically you can go and you can buy nozzles like these and just change those as needed, instead of having to buy the whole hotend. And then we are talking a big saving in money. And I also found another one, which is more like a no-name branding thingy. It's basically only called Bambu Lab version 2 hotend upgrade kit. And when I received it, it is listed as TZ2.0. It looks like this on the box. And it's made by something called Shenzhen Feiye Technology Ltd in China. So both of these are made in China. And this one you can actually buy hotends pre-made, ready for it, in various sizes. And I have purchased 4mm, 6mm, and 2mm hardened steel as extra. And these comes in pairs. It's 2 for 41, so it's like $2 each, something like that. So already you could have a big saving, but that only fits the no-name one. The other one is from Ideaformer. I haven't got extra spares for that, but it has the name of the manufacturer and everything on the back, so with an email, so probably you can get spare nozzles without problem. But that is my goal with this video, is to give you sort of a test and a review of the Ideaformer hotend with detachable nozzles, which cost $10, and the Bambu Lab version 2 hotend, or the TZ2.0 hotend, which is basically a different sort of no-name version of the hotend. So this is the TZ2, and this one comes actually with a few extra ones, but it doesn't come with the brass steel. Let's see what's in the pack. It only lists what it's compatible with. It doesn't come with extra hotends in the pack. That's kind of misleading, but I think it comes with one of these already inserted, so you can probably just do that. What's nice here is that you actually get the temperature sensor and the other one that is fitted for the Bambu X1, and it also works for the P1 and PS1 and P1. So yeah, so in this video I'm gonna go through a couple of tests for each of these and compare it to the Bambu one. So it will be a lengthy video, I'm sorry about that, but I hope you can take the time to look through it. And if you like this video, go hit that subscribe button and give me a like, and feel free to leave comments if you want. Oh, and if you ever bought this yourself and you managed to get the nozzles, I have no idea what the dimensions are on the nozzles themselves, so if you have any links or anything to various places where you can buy the new the extra nozzles that fit this one, then by all means send me a comment and I will potentially give you a comment back or a follow up or something like that. So again, thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of the video. Another little trip to TEMU and TEMU again. Let's see if I can zoom out a bit. Nope, let's just zoom in. Let's see if I can get a bigger picture. I'm using a white paper for background. Let's see. Want to buy proper equipment. Let's try there and see how it goes. This is a hot end with replaceable nozzles that I bought from TEMU. This is a different type, also from TEMU. Let me see if I can get it the correct way. And they are designed a little bit differently. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a test print from the Bambu and each of these two nozzles. So this is the Ideaformer one. I'll show you links later in the video. I'm just making this like a pre-recording. So in the box of the Ideaformer one, you get this cooling grease. I think you use that to paste the nozzle. You get one extra nozzle. You get the attachment bracket, and then you get the nozzle itself. So I'm just going to take out the nozzle and show you. So the Ideaformer nozzle looks like this. It is very similar to the Bambu one. It has no apparent like inserts here, but what you can see is here on the sides, and I'm going to show you the information on the side as well. You have two screws there, so you can disassemble the whole hot end into parts. So you can also take out the nozzle itself and replace that. As I said, there is one spare one here. This is a 0.4 nozzle. It comes with standard. The nozzle looks very similar to the original Bambu one, but as you can see, the temperature measuring insert is sort of on the side, while on the Bambu one it is a little bit more to the middle and to the front. Let me see if I can show those. That is interesting. The heating insert is not on the same side. So the nozzle is like 90 degrees different than on the Bambu. I hope that won't matter. It would suck if I insert it and it cannot... Now wait. It was just dirt. I was looking at dirt. Here. The Bambu one is the top one and the other one is the Ideaformer one. The Bambu one is almost outside. Yeah. You can see there, and trying to focus a bit. It's not easy. Yeah, you get the picture. So they are very similar. The Ideaformer one, as I said, you can disassemble it. Weight-wise, It's like half the weight of the Bambu one. So I think this is, I don't know if it's steel. Let's see. Yeah, the fins looks thinner. So I think there is a weight difference because the cooler is a little bit, cooling fins are a little bit cheaper. The Bambu one feels about twice the weight. That might have something to say on the cooling later. I don't know yet. So yeah, that is the Ideaformer one. For those who wonder, Ideaformer also makes, I think, 3D printers or something like that. I think I read something online about it. And then I have the other one. The other one is simply just called Bambu version 2 hotend or something like that. Sorry. In the package you have the hotend, and then you have a little bit more than actually. You have a little bit more. It comes with the temperature cable, and it also comes with a new, like, I honestly don't know what that's for, because I think the black one is the temperature measuring cable, like the thermostat, and the other one is, I'm not sure. Never read up on that. But it comes with both of those cables. Now, I have spare ones for my Bambu, but for this case, I will test with the equipment that comes with the nozzle, because there might be a difference in the quality of these cables, and that would directly affect the review I will give it. And I can also see if I can do a test with the original Bambu cables and see if that makes any difference. Now, the fine thing about this one is that, ooh, it actually comes with other screws here. See those small screws here? That's for disassembling the hotend, I think. But this one actually comes with the option to order nozzles in sizes. So here is 0.6. Here is 0.2. 0.2. I think I ordered 2 of each. 0.4. And then another 0.4. So ideally, this is could be a lot cheaper. So like, instead of having to exchange the whole hotend, you just exchange the nozzles if they burn out, like you could on the old on most 3D printers today. And unfortunately, you cannot change on the Bambu ones, but you can change on these. And I find it, oh, that is different. So this is the, I'll just call it TZ2.0. TZ2.0 is this one. That one in weight feels identical to the Bambu one. So let's see if we can compare them. Where's the hole? There. Okay, so let's hold them up towards each other. Again, it looks like the hotend is very similar to the Ideaformer one. The one closest to me. This is the new one, and this is the Bambu one. And here's a big difference. You can see on the Bambu one you have nothing in the middle, but this one, if you zoom in here, let's see, you can tell that the assembly here has been done underneath instead of on the side. I think it's, no, there are no screws on the side, but it looks like they almost use the same thingy, because you could potentially put screws there. So this cooler could actually possibly be used with the Ideaformer one, because it looks like it was designed to be used for that, but I don't know. But again, you can remove the nozzles, and let's see if I can zoom in there. So you can see the nozzles like this. They are screwable, so you can remove them. And yeah, as I said, this one feels in the weight same as the Bambu one. Feels better quality. Sounds like metal as well. So I think it's aluminum as well. So I will be testing this one as well. I will run a base test with 0.4 nozzles of all. I haven't decided if I should test right now the other nozzles. I don't think I will, because that would be unfair to the Ideaformer 1. So I will test with 0.4 nozzles on all. So there you have it. I'm gonna test these TEMU nozzles, and let's see, where did I put the other one? So I'm gonna test these TEMU nozzles against these two TEMU nozzles against this Bambu one. Let's see if I can get it in focus. So Bambu 1, and this is the TZ2, and this is the Ideaformer 1. I'm gonna test those in my Bambu and let you know how it goes and show you the print quality. Hopefully it works and doesn't burn down my house. Okay, let's see if I can show you. So here I have mounted the Ideaformer into my X1, and when I mounted it, there was a very slight difference in how wiggly it was when I inputted it into socket here. Very slight. The Bambu one is kind of, it fits perfectly. This one had like maybe a thousandth of a micrometer slack, so you could wiggle it, but I hope that's not gonna affect the result. So time to test. So this is the first layer with Ideaformer hotend. Doesn't look too shabby at all, actually. See if we can get a better look from inside. So I did mention that the Ideaformer was a bit slack when it came to wiggling here, but this one is the TZ2, and it is just as tight as the Bambu one for comparison. So I'm fixating it now into the printer, and I'm gonna do a test print. Let's check out the print quality here now. This is the ZT2 nozzle. First thing that I noticed now, I must admit, is that there is a really metallic smell. It didn't happen with the Ideaformer one. So I'm not sure if this one is actually working as it should, because it is. It really smells like metal or burnt plastic or something, which is an indication that something is overheating, I think. So I have to keep an eye on it. The print quality looks fairly okay. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. But I don't like that smell. I really don't. It smells like burnt plastic or something. So just a small note I noticed on the TZ2 heater that you attached, which was included. I find it to be of better quality than the Bambu one. I'm just gonna show you guys. This is the heater, it's the white thingy, and then on the TZ2 heater you can see that the coverage here to hold the cables is really well, and on the Bambu heater here it's almost nothing to keep it attached. Now there is one small drawback with this one, is that it takes up a lot of space, so when you put on a metal ring here it can only go that far, but usually that is enough, so it shouldn't really be a problem. Remember I was talking about the smell? I do believe it might be from the silicone on the side here, because normally the silicone is on the top, so it doesn't really get affected by the heat. So I just wanted to mention that, because that is, I don't know if you can buy that extra, but yeah, goes to show that there is a little bit of quality differences on these things. So I did a few screenshots of the Ideaformer nozzle after it had done the first test print, and I'm just gonna show you the pictures because I just want you to see that there are no leaks or anything like that. So these are the pictures. This one did not come with its own cables and thermistor and heater and stuff like that, so I had to use the Bambu one. You can see there is no leakage around here. What you see there is actually thermal grease, because this nozzle has a little bit of thermal grease on the threads. I found out when I tried to remove it. I don't know if that's normal. Give me a comment in the section if it's normal to use thermal grease on the threads of the nozzle that you put in, because I couldn't actually find any information about that. I was looking on YouTube and on articles, but nobody really stated. Just states screw it in and it's fixed. It would be nice to know, so send me a comment if that is normal. Let me see, how many more pictures do I have? I could not really tell that it was bent or anything from the usage, so yeah, that was okay. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the print quality. This is a test sample with various things that I printed with all of the nozzles. This is the TZ2. You can say this is the overhangs. You can see you have the arch. And this is printed with the Bambu Basic filament. Just trying to show you as well as I can with the focus. These are some solid bars. You can see if you can read 10, 20, 30 millimeters. And those are bridge tests. Hard to see because of the light. I only have a side light, it's really bad. I haven't done any adjustments to the width of the lines. Let's see if I can angle the camera a little bit differently. pause it. So this is the overhang of the TZ2. This is the overhang of the Ideaformer. Let's compare that to the Bambu. The one on the left is the Bambu. This is the Bambu, and this is the Ideaformer. I think the Ideaformer is better because you can see that it holds the overhangs better. Let's see the TZ2. Sorry, I'm using a cell phone on a stand. So yeah, again, the TZ2 is better, I think. So I am surprised those two seems to be outperforming the nozzle from Bambu. Remember, I haven't done any kind of calibration. This is the Bambu one. I haven't done any calibration to the line width. So let's, if you look at this, compare that to this is the Ideaformer one. Which one is better? Look at the 3 and the D. I think the text came out better on the Ideaformer one. Let's see the TZ2. On the TZ2, you cannot really read the last ones. You cannot do that on the other one either. I still think the off-brand ones seems to print better quality than the Bambu one. See the hole test. If you look at this text here, the big one, let's compare it to the right one is the TZ2. You see that? And see the Bambu one. There you can see the Bambu one seems to be a little bit better. See the Ideaformer one. That's a lot better in my opinion. The Ideaformer one seems to be winning on that detail. So yeah, those two are tests I did when it came to print quality from each of the ones. If I was to put a finger on one, I couldn't really tell. When you compare the overhangs, I think the two off-brand ones were better. So of the two off-brand ones, I think this one looks worse, and that's the TZ2. So I think the Ideaformer one is doing better on overhangs, if I was to give a point or score to one of them. Also, when it comes to details, I think the Ideaformer one was better at printing the text. Now, I also wanted to do some test prints with supports. And I can tell that I really don't like the Bambu filament for printing with PETG. Almost every single one of these, when I printed with PETG and the Bambu filament, had either warping or the filament was just too slick and it came loose. And I know this is because of the filament, because I've used the PETG with other filaments before. This PETG that's red, I've used that with tons of other supports, even when I print this, which is a really intricate kind of object. This is PLA, and I use the red PETG. Perfect interface supports and no problem. And this is white PETG. Same thing here. The Bambu filament warps. It's PLA, Bambu PLA warps, and it costs many problems in the print. You can see this is the TZ2. It's the first one I tried to print, and you should be able to see that there are some warps here as well. Here you see on the side here it warped. Luckily it managed to finish, but you can tell that the Bambu PLA is really not good to print with the mixing in with the PETG. It's just too silky, too slick. So basically the PETG and the PLA don't adhere enough to each other to stay together long enough for the supports to work. Now this is with the white PETG. I managed to get one of these prints off, and I don't know how I managed to print this one. Maybe it had you can tell here as well there is a little bit of adhesion problems, and here on the side. And but I changed at the last one. I just couldn't print with the Bambu nozzle and the Bambu filament. I just could not manage to get it to print with the Bambu filament and the white PETG. It just kept coming off all the time, so I had to change to a blue PLA and PETG, and voila, there was really no warping or anything. It's just a perfect print. This is where I use 5 interface layer of PETG with 5 bottom interface layers. So I'm going to try and remove all these now, and we're going to see how the print is coming out. So I'm going to start with the Bambu one, and I'm going to try and not ruin it, because that would be counterproductive. I need some kind of... I had to get a plier, so just gonna try and get it to unstick from the middle first. And you can see I printed everything on an angle. I don't know if you heard that, but I had a little visit from my little girl. She came in and yelled, "Peekaboo!" Anyway, so I'm just gonna continue. I have to be careful here because I can feel that the supports are coming off. Oh, look at that. That's how easy PETG should be. And look at the print quality on that PETG. That is a perfect support. So that is the top supported interface. It looks beautiful. It's stunning. Now we have the middle one, and there should be some PETG under here as well. Let's see how that comes out. There was one thing I wish, it would be that you had the ability to sort of change the angle of, oh, sorry, I knocked off the camera a bit. Change the angle of the supports for like every outlet, like if it was 45 degrees from every side, and it would be a little bit easier to remove supports. But as you can tell, it's not really a big problem. You just need to be very careful. Don't force it off if you're struggling with this. Don't force it, because it will just break the model itself. The main issue here is always to get it to sort of unstick from the PETG, which is usually not a problem. Pew! It went flying. So this is printed with the Bambu. I just wanted to print one for comparison, so that you could see. Oh, I see I broke off the print here. That's not a big problem. I'll try to save the rest. See if we can manage to take everything out in one piece. That would be great. That's why I don't print with so big, so small spaces in between, because you can use several layers on the interface, support interface layers instead. So even though you have a big separation on the supports, you can still get nice layers. You just need to do it properly. So I'm going to remove the interface layers. Which could probably be a little bit more trickier than the other one. I would probably take more time to remove this if I was doing this to really keep the object. I'm just doing this to show you the print quality for comparison. So that is, see if we can get some light on it. Yeah. So after I removed it, it looks like this. You can see that the supports look pretty okay. So I had a cutoff in the video, I don't know if I got it, but I like to use kind of a big size between the supports itself, because if you're using like here, you can tell it's 5 layers of interface layers. The bottom will be a little bit rough, but the top will be smooth as hell against the PLA. And then you get really nice surfaces like this one, which is the one that came out under it, but it also comes on the inside. You can see that the roof was really well supported on the inside. So I'm gonna do the Ideaformer, and I'm also going to remove from the TZ2, and I'm going to show you the results there. So here you can see the when I printed with the Bambu nozzle. Looks pretty. And then I have the Ideaformer one. Looks really nice as well. You can see that the roof is well supported, and if I can get some zoom. You can tell the layers were put down nicely, so it's nice and smooth. I would say it's almost, or if not the same as the one on top here. You can see here. And then I have the TZ2 top layer. Compare that to the Ideaformer and the TZ2 side by side. So the TZ on the left and the Ideaformer on the right. Then inside, I would say the TZ2 actually have a smoother surface than the Ideaformer, even though it's printed with the same settings. So the Ideaformer and the TZ2 is a little bit smoother on the top than the Ideaformer. You can tell here if I put the other one in for comparison. TZ2 on the left, Ideaformer on the right, both printed with exactly the same sliced settings. I would say the Ideaformer one is better when it comes to getting close to the seam, flow rate close to the seam. If you see here, right one here is the Ideaformer and the left one is the TZ2. You can tell it's a little bit more consistent. You can tell on the seams at the bottoms as well, next to the legs. Right one is the Ideaformer, and see if I can get it to show in the light. Right one is the Ideaformer, and the left one is the TZ2. You can see that the Ideaformer is a lot better at adhesive to the edges there. Let's see how the Bambu one looks on that. A bit different filament, but we can probably tell a little bit. It's hard to see because of the filament color, but see if I can get the camera down a bit, get more light on it and zoom in. The Bambu nozzle is good at getting it to grip on the side. I think out of this test here, visually, I would say the Ideaformer is the winner. When you compare the print quality on the outside as well, you can say this is the, wait, that's it. Left one is the TZ2, right one is the Ideaformer. And see, TZ2 on the left, Ideaformer on the right. If you look here, I think the Ideaformer is better there, despite the seam there. So if I had to choose of these, I think I would go for the Ideaformer. Let's see the Ideaformer versus the Bambu one. The Bambu one has a different filament, so it's not easy to see. See if we can get a good view on the layers here. You don't really see a gap here where the seams meet. See if I can rotate, I get a better view. Yeah, there is not so much of a gap here as with the other one. I don't know why that is, but print quality wise, when you lead your finger over it like this to feel it, except for those small nudges here, I can almost not feel the it's hard to say. I think I would still put a, when it comes to the surface finish, the Bambu one wins, I think. When it comes to the general print quality of the overhangs, I think that Bambu still does the better job. And they Ideaform a second, and then the TZ2 third. They're both doing a good job at it, but quality-wise, the Bambu one, you can tell that it's been tested, and that they came up to a solution that works really well for the printer itself. But the amount of times I've changed a nozzle now is quite a few times, and when I do that, I have to change the whole hot end. And if I could
choose between these, I think the Ideaformer one is a good choice because you can change the hot end and you can have virtually the same kind of print quality as you can with the natural Bambu one. If I wanted to print something in super quality, maybe I would use the Bambu one for perfect quality, like every time, no questions asked. If I want something that's in high quality but can use a few artifacts without problem, this one is fine. If I print a lot of things that I just need to get out and I wanted to do the job, but maybe I know it will need some post-processing work, then the TZ2 will do perfectly fine. And price-wise, so yeah. 1, 2, 3. Bambu first, Ideaformer second, and the TZ2 third. Most pricey, and let me see. Most pricey, second pricey, and third pricey. So the Ideaformer one is the medium price choice, and kind of naturally, I don't know. The TZ2 is cheapest. Ideaformer one is second cheapest, and the Bambu one is that's the choice. And price wise, let's see what we can compare them again to. 0.4 hot end, so it's roughly €14 for the Bambu one, roughly the same in dollars, $14, and then it is about $10.20 for the TZ2 and $10.40 for the Ideaformer one. This one you can immediately order extra nozzles for. This one I am not sure, but to be honest, the nozzles for these two look fairly similar. So maybe you can buy the nozzles for this one, for the TZ2, and use on this one. I haven't been able to confirm that. I can see if I can try and rescrew it and see if it fits, but that will be a different segment of this video. So I wanted to see if the nozzle of the Ideaformer is the same as the nozzle of the TZ2. This is the hardened nozzle from the TZ2, and this is the one from Ideaformer. So let's see if we can get a thread pitch on it. It's kind of big. So 1.25. So I'm looking at the measurements to measure, and it seems like it's is it 1 millimeter? See, 1 millimeter. It does feel like 1 millimeter, yeah. So the thread pitch is 1 millimeter, and let me see. I seriously need to remember to press record. So I was gonna measure this, and Ideaformer 1. Let's see, I need to reset that. 584, 582. The TZ2, 584. Ideaformer 581, 581, 582, in between there. Length, Ideaformer 1065, TZ2. See if we can get it flush. $10.56. So there's a little bit different in length as well. So I don't think these are compatible, even though they kind of look almost the same. The Ideaformer one is a tiny bit thicker. So there is one more test I want to do with these two hot ends, and that is a cold pull. That is, I'm gonna clean the nozzle, and to do that I'm using a rod like this. You can find them online. It's usually I use a rather thin one like this. They are usually used to clean the nozzles of soldering equipment. So if you're looking on TEMU or wherever for these kind of equipments, just look for soldering equipments. So I'm gonna use one of these, and I'm gonna use this, and of course the bracket that you remove the nozzle with. And then which one? Lighter. And yeah, so first step now, hopefully you're gonna see it, is to unscrew the nozzle. Very important now, you're gentle and you do not, I repeat, you do not unplug the cables. Just unscrew the unit itself. So I did notice now that it actually cools down a little bit faster than the Bambu one when with the fan, and that is perhaps because the cooling fins are a little bit thinner.
so you dissipate the air faster. Okay, so I have unscrewed this one now. I'm gonna take out the screws, and then I take the thin of these and I pull out gently the nozzle. And here you need to make sure that the fan is not hitting this part here, because it could damage the fan. Let's see if I can get some more light. So the idea here now is I am gonna heat this until it's glowing red. So this rod, I'm gonna heat that until it's glowing red like this. And then I'm gonna insert it into the hole as quickly as I can, so it sort of melts into the plastic that is inside. And then I'm gonna let it rest for a little bit, and then I'm gonna start the heating of the nozzle, and I'm gonna gently pull. So I pull out the filament inside the nozzle. So let's do that now. It may not be so easy since I am filming at the same time. If you do this, don't use the blue part of the flame, use the yellow, because the yellow is hotter. You can see that by the thingy going really red, glowing red, like it's almost gonna melt. Red. Then you put it in, so it sort of melts into the little bit of a plastic that's inside. Give it a small tug, not so much, just to check if it got stuck. And you know you hit the filament, and then you let it cool for a bit. I'm gonna just pause the recording for about a minute, and then I'm gonna resume. If you're wondering why I'm pausing here, it is because I want the metal rod to cool down, so that all the filament around it cools down. That way it will be sort of sticking to the metal rod. And when I pull it out, I will heat the nozzle while I gently pull on the filament. And if I'm really lucky, I get a really, like everything from the nozzle tip almost until the back end will come out as one big unit. It has happened sometimes before, and sometimes it breaks off, but usually it goes well. Oh, I forgot to say, this is the TZ2 hotend I'm working on. Okay, so I think it's cooled down pretty well. You can see I can try to pull it, nothing will happen. So what I need to use now is I need to take this, and of course I'm gonna heat the nozzles. I need to hold it using this, and then I'm gonna pull with the other hand. So I'm gonna input into the printer 220. Usually it will loosen before that, and then you can hear the fan start to go. I will squeeze gently on the nozzle, and I pull just a little bit on the, I can feel it sort of loosening, but I'm not gonna pull so much. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Mm, 150 degrees. Usually when you get about 200 it should come out. On 85. To 8. Now I'm pulling a little bit. To 16. Not loosening so easy here now. I have to be careful, or I may accidentally tear off the cables if it suddenly loosens. There.
That's gonna be a beauty. I'm just while I'm pulling, I'm circling to get it out. I'm gonna increase the temperature a bit to 70. Let's see if that helps. There you have it. That is a big piece, and I'm really happy. You can see the tip there. That is what was inside the nozzle. Let's see if it's possible to see through it. Nothing there. Okay, so what I'm doing now always is I'm gonna run a cleaning filament through it. The cleaning filament is designed to be used when you want to get all the gunk out of the nozzle. Give me a second, I need to get a batch. So I take about 2 inches, 10 centimeters of that. And if you wonder what it is, it's this. It's called Clean. And it is designed to sort of drag with it all the stuff that's inside the nozzle. And you can just flush it out afterwards using normal filament. It's not dangerous for the printer or anything. Ooh. So I just put it in, and I need to move things on the plate. And I just gently put it through. Now I don't know if you can see it, but it's oozing out under. So the nozzle is perfectly clean now. It's hard to hold it now. There. That is how I prepare them for storage. Now it's ready to be used again, and it is perfectly clean. And how should I say, what I wanted to test in this video was how easy it is to do the pull. And I have to admit, it's harder than on the Bambu. And I think that is because of the way that the, let me see if I can show you. It's hard. Can you see there's like a, you can see it's like ridges there. See if I can use something to show you. Here, and here, and here. And that, I don't know why that happened, but it could be that there's like the walls are inside it is like that. On the Bambu nozzle, it's just one big straight line. I don't know why that happened, but it caused a little bit of problem removing it. So with the TZ2, you need to be gentle, and you need to be careful and patient. So that's what I learned from this now. And you can see the tip there, which is white. That is the part of the filament that was actually inside the nozzle itself. Let's see if I can show you if there was any gunk on the cleaning filament. No, it looks nice. Sometimes you see black spots, and that is an indication that the filament managed to remove something from inside the nozzle. Okay, so that was it. That was the test. It went okay. I'm kind of happy with how I got it out. A little bit harder than on the Bambu, but I managed. So now I have to test the Ideaformer one. So see you for that one.
Okay, so I have set up the Ideaformer former nozzle. So I am gonna do the test of the cold pull on this one. So I start with heating the rod. When you put it in, it should feel like a bit of resistance, but it should sort of sink downwards a bit. So now I'll wait about a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna start it to 220 like before. Start with that. To 19 to 20, still resisting. Almost pulled the cables. So I don't know if I got everything, but it looks like it was all down to the nozzle, so I'm gonna try and put some cleaning filament through. It's hard to get a good grip on it. Let's see. There. There. Okay, that looked good. That was harder actually than the previous one, because nothing came out, but suddenly everything came. So it was more or less like the Bambu one. So far the Ideaformer one seems to be similar to the Bambu one in cold pulling out the filament. We have a plug nozzle. It didn't have the deformations on the filament like the TZ2. So that concludes cleaning of the nozzle of the Ideaformer hotend. Okay, so final verdict. I think the Bambu easily could have left the nozzle industry standard, where you could remove it and just sell it. There's just one reason why they didn't, and that is to make money. And which they did in the beginning, before there was any alternatives. Of course, they made a lot of money, and there is not enough difference in the quality of the print to justify having to buy a Bambu one. There is something I haven't been able to test properly, and that is, can you leave this hot end on for hours like you can with the Bambu ones? Then again, Bambu hot ends have been known to catch fire as well, and stuff like that, so it's not a big issue. Will I recommend people to use third-party versions of these hot ends? Yes, actually I would, because it is a lot cheaper in the long run if you do a lot of prints, and if you're happy with the quality you get, there is really no question about it that you can do it yourself. Now, in this case, the extra hot ends I bought, they were not compatible with the Ideaformer. It's only for the TZ2, which unfortunately is the loser in this competition. But I can still recommend both of those Chinese products, because they do the job. Maybe not as good as the original, but for some reason both of them were able to pretty much print okay. So I hope this sort of overview is helpful for those who wonder if they should invest in those and if it is safe. Yeah, they fit perfectly, more or less, and it's just plug and play. You just use it like you do the other ones that you buy from Bambu, except you can buy the nozzles for replacement once they get worn out, and hopefully have less expense of that. And I would assume you could buy the middle parts as well, because some of them, like I think the Ideaformer one, is actually listed as being in several parts. So anyway, I'm not going to talk anymore. It's been a very long video, and I hope you appreciate this kind of content, even though it's a little bit long. I won't blame you for skipping. I really wish I knew how to. I was better at Vegas before, but that one is too expensive for me, so I dropped it for the free alternative called OpenShot for editing videos. I haven't found out how to slow or speed up the videos properly in OpenShot, so if anyone knows any good tutorials for that, leave a comment below. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, like and subscribe.